I've made a yin yang candle, a sand sculpture, and a stepping stone. But what about a yin yang speaker? I don't know. I think I'm up for the challenge. Welcome to Timber West Design, where creative ideas meet smart design for everyday living. Most speakers are just boxes, but music is flowing and balanced. That's why I designed this concrete yin yang speaker, a piece of audio art that balances form and sound. Here are the goals for this project. 1, I wanted this to be an entry-level build, minimal parts and some basic tools. 2, this is audio art, not audio file. We're chasing just a pleasant, balanced sound, not lab-grade graphs. Number 3, it's got to be visually striking. A clean yin-yang silhouette, hidden hardware, and a smooth S-curve matte finish. And 4, just simple acoustics. 1 driver per half, vented for a fuller bass, a good fun sound. Turns heads first and makes you smile when the music starts. Here are the supplies you're going to need for this project. Some Cementol cement mix, a scale to weigh out the water to Cementol ratio. You'll need a way to mix it. This drill mixer works great. You're gonna need a mold. You can get the files on my website to print these off. You'll need some mold release. Once it's cast, you'll need a way to paint it. You need some primer, some top coat, depending on what you want to do for finish, spot putty sandpaper, and then you're going to need a driver. I'll have the link to the driver in the show notes. You'll need some binding posts and some speaker wires, some basic stuff like that, and you're ready to roll. Here's the yin yang 2 pieces. This is 1/2 of it. I'm going to split the mold on this line right here. This will be the front baffle. This will be the body. This is the 2-piece mold for the baffle. I've got the holes in here for the driver bolt pattern. And then these are the molds for the back. So the 2 bottom, this creates the outside, and then you got your inner section too, right there as well. So we'll send this all to the printer, get this project going. It's always fun to watch my digital creations come to life with the 3D printer. This is going to be a fun project. Can't wait for this to be done. My 3D printer's been busy. We got all these parts to put together, so I'm going to start getting some bolts out. Let's put this thing together and get some mold release on it. So the pieces are all put together. This flat baffle section, I actually glued on some stiffeners. This will warp, and I wanted to keep it as flat as possible, so that's what the purpose of that is. And then I've got holes here for the mounting the driver. I'm going to put some machine screws from the back side and these threaded inserts from on this side. So what we'll do first is we'll just put some mold release on, and I just want to take a foam brush. Just get everything with a nice layer on here. And I'll put these inserts in next. I also have this little section I'm putting here. It's going to make a inside radius on the back side of the driver hole to help with the noise. So I've got these threaded inserts. I've got the screws in from the back side, so it's just a matter of putting these in position. So now that the driver will have some threaded inserts to mount the driver into. We are ready to pour. So what I did is I put these blocks across, clamped them down because this intersection is going to want to float out and just want to keep it in position. I do have a bolt down here where the port tube's going to go, which will give me my depth. And then I've 3D printed this little funnel. So this will just sit right here so I don't make as big of a mess. Let's go out and mix some concrete and get this thing poured. All mixed up and ready to go. So we want to hopefully mix this and get all the lumps out, but there's always going to be a few little lumps, but we can definitely deal with that. Okay, time to tap a little bit, get this thing settled in. A little bit more, I think we're getting close. Sometimes right at the end, I just take a spatula and just kind of distribute it on this top edge. But I think we're getting pretty close. What I like to do is slightly overfill. Then as it sets up, I take a putty knife and just scrape it so it's perfectly flush with the edges. I'm gonna get this cleaned up, get ready for the next pour. We'll get to that point. This is what the edge looks like all trimmed up. And this is the baffle poured and ready to go. So I'm gonna let this baffle cure overnight because it's fairly fragile at this thickness. So I wanna make sure it has more time to cure than normal. So we'll see you tomorrow. A quick reminder, at Timber West Design, we custom build timber pergolas and pavilions, and we ship them anywhere in the continental US. These aren't prefabbed kits. Every structure is made to order and designed to match your space. Head over to timberwestdesign.com where you can set up a free consultation with me to design your ultimate outdoor space. The concrete's cured, it's time to pull. So I've got this little puck here. I've popped that out. That's going to give me this inside radius here. And then we're just going to tap this until it comes out. Sometimes I take a little block, just hit that edge a little bit. Oh, there we go. Just like so. Okay, so we've got the baffle, I've got the inserts molded in. That looks beautiful. In the main section here, so just tug on this. I've got draft on this, so this pulls out. And that's the inside. To do the outside, I'm gonna have to do some bolts. So we're gonna take some bolts off and then we'll pop this off, get the body. The bolts are off, so this will just flex. So if you just go like that and just flex, that comes off. This will flex off, and that is beautiful. I love this shape. So now we're gonna take this carefully upside down and just tap it. Just keep working on this. That's coming, there we go. So there's the port tube. This will go like this. This will get glued on like this. Very, very cool. Okay, off to the second part. This is all ready to glue. So what I did is I took a block. It's pretty flat, but I just hit this thing just to make sure there's nothing poking up. And I abraded this surface here just to get a little bit better adhesion. So now we're gonna use this Loctite adhesive. I'm just gonna put a bead down here like so. And this is gonna just bond this thing super tight, and it's gonna be like one part. This does really, really well. So I'm gonna just go around like this. And that should be plenty, maybe a little bit more there. I'm using gloves because this is really sticky and gooey. So what we're gonna do is put this on top like so. Kind of work it in. I'm gonna throw some clamps on here, just the light pressure on here. Then we want to take the gloves and just kind of make sure everything's in line. So we'll get everything clamped. This is like a 24 to 48 hour cure. So I'll see you then. The glue is dry. So the next step is I'm going to take an angle grinder. I'm just going to kind of clean up the edges where these meet, just get it nice and smooth and get it ready for primer. So let's get it to that point and get some primer on this thing. The primer's dry. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take some spot putty and a putty knife, and we're going to just kind of go through and hit some of the areas that need a little bit of attention. Kind of go through this. There's just a few little flaws here and there, so we'll get those, get them puttied up. The primer's on its second coat. I did the first coat, did spot putty, did another second coat of primer. Now we're going to just do a light sand on this with 150, and it's ready for the base color and then the top coat. See you at that point. So since this is going to be painted on all sides, I need to do the bottom, let it dry, and then flip it onto my stand before I can paint the other side. This is going to be the base coat. Just going to go around. I want to just cover the bottom enough to I don't see any gray, and then that'll be ready to dry, and I'll flip it, put it on the other side. It's time to paint the front. Same thing as the bottom. Light coat. I'll probably do two coats. One light coat to get started, and then I'll come back with the second coat, just getting everything covered, get it ready for the top coat paint. Time for the first coat of the top Flexstone layer. I'm just gonna go lightly around. We're not gonna do our full coverage on the first coat. Just get a decent light coat. I'm gonna give it about 30 to 60 minutes and come back for a final top coat. It's time for the second layer. So kind of same as the first. You're just going to go around this thing and put a good layer on there. This is going to be your final cover coat. So just look at it, make sure you got a good even amount on everywhere, and you should be good to go. Quality sleep is the foundation of our health. It influences how we think, feel, and perform. When we sleep well, we enjoy more energy and focus, stronger immune system, improved mood and mental clarity, greater resilience to stress, Imagine sleeping like a baby every night. Think what your life would be like if you could sleep deeper, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling fully refreshed and rejuvenated every day. With Newcom's proven sleep protocol, you can enjoy the best sleep of your life with ease. Paint job's done. They turned out so good. So on this one, I did a gray undertone with this stone top coat. On this one, I did a white undertone with this stone. And this is gonna look really good together. So the next step is we're gonna actually bond these two together. Just like so. We'll give this a few minutes to dry, and then we'll start putting in the binding posts and the rest of the parts. Binding posts go in next. Just put them in here, put the nuts on the inside, secure them in place. We've got the connectors soldered on and they are ready to put in and install to the binding post. So I've got the port tubes. I made one of each color just for fun. I'm going to hot glue the flange here. I might be wanting to take these out if I want to tune them, so I don't want them permanently glued yet. So this is going to be a temporary glue. We'll just put a little bead around the flange here, install it, and then we'll see how it sounds, and we might pop it out and adjust it for tuning. But for now, that's going to go in like that. We'll get the white one in next, and we're almost there. It's time for some sound dampening, so we're going to put this in here. We want enough for dampening, but I don't want to block the opening of the port from the back of the driver, so I've got to reach in and get that situated on both sides, and then it's time for the driver. Let's put them in the hole like so. Get our screws in, and we're going to be listening to some tunes here in a minute. Okie doke, the last screw is in place. This looks beautiful. So this has a roll to it because it's round. So I made this little wedge piece that slips underneath in the bottom that holds it in position so it doesn't roll around. Let's put that in place like that, and there we go. Audio art, not hi-fi. That's the Yin Yang speaker. I hope you enjoyed this build. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe so you don't want to miss anything coming up. I have some fun stuff coming up. Go to my website if you want to get the files for any of my projects at timberwestdesign.com. We'll see you next time. And remember, creativity is just a 3D print away.